and welcome to my very first vlog. Apologies that the camera is going to be jiggling around and you may end up feeling slightly seasick, but I am walking. This is actually the birth of when the clouds break, which actually is and then the clouds break. There's a very good reason why I'm starting these vlogs so raw on my phone, walking, is because actually that's how we are as people. When we decide that we want to make a change in our life, we tend to start from a very raw place, and that very raw place means we're not perfectly formed to take that step. So, no fancy wipes, no script, no thinking about what I'm going to say, just walking in absolutely amazing forestry conditions surroundings. So, what's the purpose? Why have I started and then the clouds break? Well, really it's to reflect a personal journey that I've been on over the last few years and afternoon, and to get me to reflect on that, and the goal is really to help inspire people to make changes and to think about the well-being that they have and how they live in their lives. Like most of us, I've been through some pretty happy places, and when I was in some of those places I've had to take a really deep breath and just find my way. And I'd really love this channel and some of the associated things I'm working on currently to be some kind of map and compass to help people like me who end up in a place where they're not happy. So actually they've got somewhere to give them a signpost and perhaps to challenge their thinking and make them think about things in a slightly different way. So I'd like to inspire people. Secondly, I've used social media a lot over the last few years as a way of sticking stuff out there and getting people to hold me to task and to challenge me and call me out if I'm not doing the things I said I'd do. So when I started doing more fitness, if I'm not doing running, if I'm not doing fitness, I want people to call me out on that. And I'm hoping this channel will do that. This channel will do that too, and that some of you guys will actually come back and challenge me on some of my thinking and some of the things and some of the ways I'm living to help me get to a better place. I think as we get older, we end up in it's quite a difficult place to be. Life seems to shrink. We have families, we very often work in the corporate world 9 to 5, we stick a suit on a Monday morning, we work those hours, and we actually swap hours of our lives for money. Now if I was to ask you how much your life was worth, you'd say it was priceless. But actually all of us trade hours of our life for money. So we're saying that's what our life's worth. And I think that's something to really to think about when you're in that world of work and that corporate world and that world of employment. So, what have I got planned? Got vlogs like this, blogs which I'm working on. I'd like to do some podcasts, and they're really under this huge umbrella of well-being. Well-being seems to have attracted a bit of negative publicity of late, where people tend to think of it as quite a privileged, white, well-off thing. But actually I dispute that that's the case. I think we all need to look after ourselves emotionally, physically, to get the best we can for life. So, well-being. I want to look at food. Food is really important. The stuff you put into your body will actually form how your body and your mind behaves. You put bad stuff in, your body won't be as good. I want to look at mindset. Actually, so what your attitude and your approach to things and what the impact that has on what you're doing. Want to look a bit about exercise. I'm no expert, but a year or so ago I started running. I find it very difficult. I'm an older bloke. My limbs, etc. don't work as well, but I'm trying really hard and I see it as a real challenge. And there'll probably be some stuff like spirituality, chucked in there too. Authors I've discovered, podcasts I've found. Invariably there's going to be a bit of rambling from me because, as I said, it's going to be raw, it's going to be uncut. I don't want to mess around with bits and pieces because I want it to define itself and improve as we go along the journey, and I want it to be moulded by some of your experiences and your thoughts. But please call me out if you feel I'm being judgmental or if I'm being in any way, shape or form preachy, because that's one thing I absolutely do not want to do. There's lots of material out there, particularly in the US regarding well-being. Some of that stuff is really preachy, and I want to try and give that something with a bit of a British or English flavour to that. How you can help, I'd love you to share the stuff that I produce. I'd love you to think about the things that I produce, I'd love you to connect with me and talk to me about what you've discovered and thoughts that you may have, and really be part of a community. I don't see this as about me wandering around woods every week talking. Looking to make the vlogs for probably about 5 minutes, I think, initially, but who knows, in time they may grow. Equally, they may get shorter if there's just a quick bullet point to make. I'm really hoping you'll come with me on this. This is something I'm hugely passionate about, having learnt a massive amount about this journey in the last few years, where I went from, I guess, a place of, oh, let's be honest, utter despair and vulnerability, to building something which I think is much more authentic and much more part of what I want my life to be. And it's quite appropriate that today is the day that I've decided to mark the start of, and then the clouds break, because actually it's the second anniversary of my mum passing away and my dad passed away a few months ago. So it seems like quite a cathartic place to start. Please be part of that journey with me, because there's been so many people that have given me helpful pointers along the way. I'm just hoping that you can do that for me still, and I can do it for you. Anyway, it's just amazing out here in the Forestry Commission land, and I'm having an absolutely fantastic time. Keep in touch. Cheers.